Good morning, everyone.
All right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Andrew and Genesis and Noah, Alicia, Tia, Samantha, Shirley, and Ash and Xander. Good morning. All right. So this is part 2 of our orientation. Is everybody ready to start? I'm going to assume that the silence is a yes. Okay. So welcome to Virtual Academy Orientation Day 2. Just a reminder before we get started, let's review our classroom norms. We want to make sure that you stay safe, especially when communicating on the internet, that you follow directions, that you don't give up, you keep trying when something maybe doesn't go the way you want it to, that you act responsibly, that you show respect, and that we are learning, actively learning. All right. So some basic navigation in Neuro. You all know that when I turn on the whiteboard tools, they're going to show up here at the top. If the tools aren't turned on, then you aren't going to see them. But when they are turned on, you should see them up at the top. If your teacher wants you to use the whiteboard tools, then that's where you're going to find them. Okay, and just as a reminder, you have a back key of this will take you get rid of the last thing you did on the whiteboard. A forward key. This is a pointer. Actually, this is more of a selector. You can choose where on the board you want to put your item. This is your pointer. You have a pencil. This is for shapes. I need to use my pointer. Let's see. Okay, so rewind, forward, and this is the cursor selector, the pointer, the pencil, the shape, the color, and I don't even remember what this last one is, but I think it's to turn off the box. Okay. So at the top, when you go into new row, you're going to have your video. This is to select to turn on your camera. So for instance, this afternoon or this morning when we do the testing, you need to make sure your camera is turned on. This is for mic. You're going to want to make sure your mic is turned off. This is for opening and closing chat panels and participant panels. And this is where you're going to see any notes. Now, this is my view, okay? Your view is going to look just a little bit different. This is the settings wheel. This is where you can choose your audio and your video. This is your make full screen, raise and lower hand. And this is where, if there's anything missing from the toolbar, you go to the little 3 dots here, and you can select that. And then if anything is turned on by me, allowed, and you don't see it, then you can select it. And then this is where the number of participants are. And then down here, you're going to see the participants listed. And then you're going to see here the chat panel. We have also a question mark. If you have a question, you can ask it here, and then it goes in and I'll answer it or do my best to answer it. And then this is the bar at the bottom is where you can scroll through your web cams to see whose webcam is on. Okay. So I think we went over this yesterday, but this is your schedule for your first week of school. So yesterday we had our orientation number 1 at 8:30, and this is where we kind of got confused because the warm-ups were for the middle school. They should have said that. And then some of you attended my learning coach welcome yesterday, and you should be working on the ORN. How many of you are seeing the online welcome to online learning course show up? You need to be working on that. The camera thing also applies to middle school. Whenever you're taking a map test, you have to have your camera on. Is that the question? And thank you, Xander, for reminding me, because I always forget. We're all new. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So is everybody working on their ORN course? Yes? Just give me a yes if you are. Let me pull. Okay. There could possibly be a update course. It depends on what is showing in your it depends on what is showing in your classroom. When you go into your classroom, are you seeing the ORN listed? So if you're not seeing it, you don't have to do it. Okay. Any course that you see there, they'll check, make sure you're doing whatever they're telling you to do. They're the ones that are going to tell you what you need to do. Okay. So today we're having our orientation, and then later at 10 a.m. this morning, we have our reading test for MAP. Then you get to take a little lunch break after you're done with your MAP reading. And you're going to, there is a 1 p.m. offering of the MAP reading if you miss the 10 a.m. I would advise everybody to take the 10 a.m. And then you're going to work on your ORN. If you take the 10 a.m., then you're done for the rest of the day. So, and then on Monday, we have another orientation, and it's day 3. I think they made a mistake on their chart there. Then we have the MAP test at 10 a.m., and we take a lunch break. And then if you didn't get the 10 a.m. MAP test, then you can do the 1 p.m. MAP test. But everybody needs to do the MAP test. I will be contacting you. Trust me. Then on Tuesday, another orientation, the last day of orientation. And then we have MAP makeup sessions the rest of the day. And then on Wednesday, this is middle school science and social studies. You don't have that. And then I have office hours at 1 p.m. Wednesday and Thursday on the 12th and 13th. And make sure your ORNs are finished. So for you guys, pretty much Wednesday and Thursday is getting ready. Okay, because I believe that Friday we're actually starting for instruction, or the next Monday. Okay. So now a tool of your online school. Okay. So let me get this video done here. Hopefully the YouTube is working. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's an overview of your schedule. And let's see here. I'm going to get back to the let's see. There we go. All right, so the landing page. When you go to the course, when you first start getting into the course, with the login-learn.k12.com, you're going to see your landing page, which is the welcome page. And on that welcome page, there's some components that we need to go over. Okay, the first of those is the email. Check your email in the morning and the afternoon, once in the morning when you log on, once before you log out at least, and those emails will show up at the very top. Okay, and then you'll see your inbox, create a message, contact my teachers. If you need to get in touch with one of your teachers, you use this tab right here, the contact my teachers, and you can email directly to a teacher without having to worry about remembering their email address, etc. Create a message is if you're going to email someone from your email box, and then the inbox is to check your mail. And then make sure that you go to your announcements. This is for there's two kinds of announcements. One is a school or large group announcement, and that's going to show up here. So this is like tells you things from the perspective of the school. And then in your classes, when you select one of your classes and you go into that class, you'll see announcements there. So it's very important that you don't just go into your assignments or classes by way of the schedule. Go in also and make sure you're actually clicking on classes and then going into your classes, because that's where the announcements are for that class. Due dates are going to show up. Oftentimes, the teacher will leave you messages. It's real important. And then your My Schedule. This is where most of you guys go in through, is My Schedule, and I can understand that. And that is going to put everything in one pile. But again, if you don't go in and log into your class, it may not count for attendance. And the other thing is you're going to miss important information. So make sure that you're going into your classes. Okay. And then we have our quick links and account information, which is the second tab at the top of the OLS landing page. And then from there, you're going to see your big universe library, which is the school library. It's not the greatest library, but it has a lot of information that at least will get you started. Class Connect, this is where you're going to get into your class meetings. Okay, Class Link, basically, I don't even remember what is in the class link. Does anybody know what's in the class link? I don't know if this is the one that takes you to your classes or. Okay, Grow Ears Encyclopedia, your graduation plan, because I don't usually see this view. STEM resources, USA test prep, that is an important one. Okay, and your Voyager, I don't quite know what that one is either, because I don't use this tab. All right, make sure when you log in that you're logged in as you. If your parents want to log in and see your grades or whatever's going on, they can log in as them, but don't log in as your parents because you won't be able to get to your assignments and everything. Okay, so when you go in here, you'll see my account, help, and log out. Okay, so under your schedule, you have your daily view and you have your assignments that show up here. You click on the name of the assignment and that takes you to the assignment. The due dates are here and your progress is here. And again, if it's half full, that means you've started it. If it's completely full, that means you finished it. And otherwise, it will show you that you still need to do the assignment. Okay, this is where your classes are. This is where you're going to go in and actually log into those classes and the announcements again. Okay, the week at a view lets you see your assignments and Class Connect sessions for the entire week. And this is a great way to plan ahead. It's a great way to go in and make sure that you're getting everything done. Because it'll show you the scheduled lessons, it'll show you your Class Connect sessions and all of your assignments. So this is a great way to make sure you're getting everything done and you're planning. And then your overdue, if you click on that one, it's going to basically show you all your overdue assignments. Now, I have had a problem in the past. Sometimes the assignments will show you that they are overdue, and maybe they aren't. Maybe there was a mistake in the classroom. And so I'll get emails every now and then about an assignment. And it'll say I've done it, but it says I'm overdue, and I have to go in and manually reset everything. It gets really weird. So if that happens, just understand, don't panic. All right. So your overdue assignments will show here the date, the time they were due, and the date they were due. Okay. That doesn't mean, well, of course, when do grades become zeros? When does Cinderella's coach turn into a pumpkin? At least temporarily for you guys. Anybody know? When do grades turn to zeros? Anybody? Anybody? Come on, you guys know this. When does a grade become a zero if you haven't completed it? All right, the answer is Mondays in the morning, usually, but definitely by the end of the day. Now, once a grade becomes a zero, are you stuck with it? No. But you need to get those done. Those should be your first priority to make sure you're not falling behind. What you don't want to do is get that attitude that, oh, well, they really don't matter. I'll get everything at the end by the end of the semester. I'll do it during amnesty week, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's not going to work. Okay. Your class recordings, to review a past class recording that you might have missed or you want to refresh, or you just go to your schedule, select the date, and then in the events box, you find the session, you click on it, and it takes you to the recording. If a session has already taken place or completed, then the recording should be there if there is a recording. So make sure that you check. That does not take the place of actually attending the session. It's very important that you're attending your sessions, okay? Unless you are a flex student, which very few of you are going to be, you have to attend the sessions to get your attendance. Okay, where would you go to find which assignments are due? Where would you go to find which assignments are due? To the weekly plan, to the My Schedule, to the daily plan, or to all of these? Okay, most of you said D, and I would tend to agree with you. In one way or another, you can find your what assignments are due in any of those. Um, Officially, I think the answer that they're looking for is My Schedule, which is great, but I think that you could do it through any of those, really. Okay, so let's use our pointers, please. Where do you click to access your emails? I've already enabled your whiteboards. So where do you click to access your emails? Okay. Where's the quick link tab? Where do you go to access your quick links? Good. Where do you click to access your live classes for the day or for the week? Okay. Good. Looks like you guys are in pretty good shape. All right, let's go on ahead and stretch out a little bit and for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to get going again. We're behind. All right. Okay, Xander, great. All right, let's go on ahead and get back to work. I know I'm holding you over. I'm sorry, it's running a little longer than I expected. All right, so attendance. Attendance is accounted for in the following ways: daily attendance and participation in your live classes and connect sessions as scheduled. So going to your live classes and your class connect sessions automatically counts you as present for that class. Daily completion of coursework in the OLS. So you have to complete something in order to get credit. And attending an in-person state assessment like STAR, TELPAS, and STAR end of course. Okay. If you do all your work ahead of time, this is really important. If you do all your work ahead of time and you're one of those type A personalities that wants to get it all done, so you do the whole semester in one day, what's the problem with that? Then you won't be getting credit for a lot of days if you're doing them all at once. Remember that you've got to either be working on an assignment or attending a live class in order to get credit each day. So every day you should be going into your live sessions or completing an assignment. Okay? You can work in the evenings and on weekends to catch up on any missed or overdue work. The school platform is open 24/7, but you want to make sure that you're doing something every day in the OLS. Everybody got that? Oh, I'm sorry, Shirley. All right. Does everybody understand that? You have to do something. You have to go to your live class. You have to log in and do some schoolwork, complete an assignment, anything. If you do all your work ahead of time, then you might have a problem with attendance. And always go to your live connect sessions, guys. Okay, so your attendance policy in terms of excused and unexcused absence. Excused absence include bereavement, maternity and paternity leave, doctor healthcare appointments, religious holidays, and illness. If more than 3 days, you may have to give a documentation of it. Technical difficulties with a case number. So if your system went down and you called with tech support, then they should have that information. Court appearances, and again, documentation is required. College or university visits, juniors and seniors only. They have to be pre-authorized by the principal and documented. Enlistment in the armed services or the Texas National Guard, and again, you need to provide documentation. Unexcused absences, vacation, I'm out of town, a family member appointment, no internet or computer not functioning properly, preventing you from logging in. You are required to find an alternate means of logging in. Borrow a computer or internet from a friend or a family member, go to the library, go to a copy shop. You are required to have a computer dedicated for schooling and high-speed internet access for the duration of enrollment. And of course, TIVA supplies that. And I do get a lot of, does everybody have their computer? Does everybody have their computer that was assigned to them by TIVA? Good. At the beginning of any semester, I get a lot of, I'm waiting on my computer messages. Okay. And they try to be as accommodating as possible. Shirley, what I asked was, does everybody have a TIVA supplied computer? Yeah, that you're using. Okay, if you're using your personal laptop, great, not a problem. But you have a dedicated computer, right? Okay. If you don't, TIVA supplies you with a computer to use for the duration of your enrollment. Of course, you have to send it back when you're no longer enrolled. All right. So the computer ate my homework is not a good excuse. My computer doesn't want to work today. My internet is out. Those are not excuses. Those are not valid excuses that they will count for your attendance. You are required to participate actively daily. When you miss 3 school days, excluding a weekend or a holiday, in a 4-week rolling period, okay, then you receive a 3-day attendance notification email. And that is sent per Texas Education Code. That is the law. When you miss 5 consecutive school days, you will receive a 5-day attendance notification. So that's 3 school days within any 4-week period. Okay, not just 3 consecutive school days, but any 3 days. When you miss 10 consecutive school days, you get a notification of a possible withdrawal. When you miss 10 school days within a 6-month period, you may get a truancy conduct letter. Okay, unless there is documentation on file that you have an illness that you have to go to the doctor for on a continuous basis, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so if you're going to miss, make sure that you're using the attendance form that they provide you, and I will make sure I get that sent out too. I'm going to get some FYIs sent out today. So, how do you guys feel about what's going on so far? Use your pointer to let me know. Let me turn on the pointers. Use your pointer to let me know how y'all are feeling about the information that, because it can get overwhelming. So far, so good. Okay. Well, let's keep going then. All right. We're not going to stretch on this one. We only have one more thing to review, and then we're done. Okay. Online learning course for new students. This is the ORN. Log into your OLS account. Click on your classes tab located on the left menu. Find ORN 015. That is the Introduction to Online Learning. If you've done this, you won't see it in your classes, so don't worry. And for those of you that were asking yesterday, why aren't all my classes showing up? They will after this week, or should be sometime next week that the classes drop. They show up on your screen. Okay. So on your class menu banner, when you get into the class, click on Content at the top, and then go down and look under Class Materials, and you're going to see 4 different units show up in that tab on the left. Make sure you complete each unit. Okay, each blue link to read the content. As you complete each section, you will notice a check mark next to the topics. Be sure to complete units 1.01 to 1.04. Your progress has to show 100%. 21 of 21 reviewed required topics are completed, and then it will show completed on our end here. All right, so again, what do we do today? We have orientation. Go back and look at the recording for orientation day 1 if you missed it. Click on my schedule, select date, click on the session in the events. Complete your lessons, lessons 1.02 in your ORN course. Attend your MAPS session in about 45 minutes, and go around and explore your classroom and quick links, and get comfortable with the online school. So we are done here. I'm going to put my champion contact information. Okay, there's my contact information. If you need it, make sure you get that copied. And we're done for today. Okay.